Oh my god. Okay. Book club.
Welcome to book club.
Episode 1, season 1?
Season 1.
Season 1?
Yeah, series 1.
Series 1. Book 1.
Series 1, book 1. Invisible Life of Addie LaRue.
That was actually so fake.
They don't know that though. They don't know that though. Okay.
And that was written by V. Schwab, who also wrote The Vicious Duology and Darker Shade of Magic.
Yes. Really good series, by the way. Read it.
And I'm ready. To read that.
Okay, yeah. So, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. It's about a young woman who makes a bargain to live forever and is cursed to be forgotten by everyone she meets. Ooh. Okay. What do you think? Before you go into this, like, what was your... I'm going to read this. What's my thoughts? What are my expectations?
So I'm actually extremely surprised that I, going into this, had pretty much no spoilers.
Yeah, same.
Like, I knew that a lot of people love this book.
Right.
I know that, like, it's very popular.
A lot of people say, like, I wish I could read this over for the first time again, and 5 stars.
But I didn't really know much about it. So I went into it not really knowing anything other than... It was really popular.
Yeah. Really popular, really pretty.
Yeah.
I feel like this is what, and if I'm wrong, I don't know, but like this is the book that like V. Schwab, like that's where...
Is this her first book?
I don't know. But I feel like the first book I heard of V. Schwab was this one.
Same.
And it's like, oh, look at Read Vicious. Oh, Darker Shade of Magic. Like, I feel like I heard this one first.
Same.
With the other ones.
Same.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Like, for this though, I have no idea. Like, obviously I knew it was like some sort of fantasy element, but like, what?
Sorry, she's written more than 20 books. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I didn't know that. Because I really only know the ones that we just said.
Yeah.
That,
I don't think I've heard. I'm gonna have to look it up.
I know.
Like, I really like her writing.
Me too. Okay, sorry.
No, yeah. I was gonna say, I was curious to see what fantasy was gonna be in here, because I had no idea what level. All I know is like, obviously there's some fantasy because like she lives forever. But I was like, is that gonna be the only fantasy element?
Yeah.
Was there gonna be more?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even really know the genre going into it, other than like, it was like fiction.
Yeah.
And I think I knew there was gonna be like romance too.
Yeah.
But that's all I really knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really went into this blind, other than
truly,
this is popular.
Truly. I feel like this is the first book I genuinely no thoughts.
No, honestly, I don't even think I read the actual synopsis.
I didn't.
I don't think I even
Literally, young woman, bargain to live forever, that's all I knew going
That's all I knew.
Yeah.
Period.
I love it. Well, did you have any, so we didn't have any like fan casts.
Yeah,
before going into it.
Right.
But since we read part 1 though, did you have anyone in your mind for Addie?
Okay, look.
Because I'm very big, look, you're learning about this about me. I'm very big on fan casts.
You're huge on fan casts.
I'm huge. I have boards.
You have boards.
I just love it. It's just so fun. Because like, I'll envision someone and I'm like, all right, cool. But I'm like, well, now I gotta get everybody else. Like, I love it.
So question though, for your fan cast, do you usually stick to who you initially said as you read the book, or have you ever had like where you finish the book and you're like, wait, no, I can't see this person anymore. I saw them at the beginning, but no, gotta change it.
Some I changed like halfway through the book, 'cause I was like, kind of having this person in my mind. So then I'll change it to somebody else. I'm like, oh no, that's the person. Or I'll cast somebody and then I'll see like who other people cast and I'm like, oh, that's who it is.
Okay.
I feel like the same thing happened with Ember in the Ashes. So I didn't know who to cast for Elias because I didn't see anybody for Elias. I was just like, I already cast Elias. I'm like, let me go to him. And then when they casted him as that one guy, I don't know.
That one guy.
I don't know. I casted him a person the entire time and I was like, loosely see you. Then when I read after the series, they were like, oh, we see this person. I'm like, oh, that's him. Yeah. But for this book.
For this one. So I'm not as big into the fan cast. I honestly don't really see people while reading. The only thing I do see is me. I fan cast myself as the main character.
I've never casted myself.
Look, I'm an actor.
But
I put myself in the shoes. I love... fun fact about me. When I was younger, I whenever the house was empty and it was just me, I'd take one of my favorite books and I would read the main character, the character that I related to the most. I'd read their dialogue lines out loud and like act it out almost. Like I'd walk around the house. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So like I think that's how it started, was because I just like to put myself in the shoes of one of the characters I really related to, which usually if it's a female protagonist, it's usually that person.
Yeah.
So Addie LaRue, I cast myself, Kelcie Weber. But if we're talking about A-list celebrities, I saw Adelaide Kane.
She was one of my options. She's like my second option for it. Yeah.
I saw, I see her just because I feel like I've seen her in Rain.
Yeah, and she was French, or she came from France, right?
Yeah, Scotland. Mary Queen of Scots, right? Is that who she is?
But was it, she's from France, but she became the Queen of Scots? Or is it like she started as the Queen of Scots going to France?
She was going to France.
Okay.
Yeah, because...
Okay.
Yeah. Francis.
Ah, yes.
They're like, actually, you both are wrong.
Right.
It's been a minute since I've seen it.
Yeah.
But, so I see her, like, in period piece, but also she has a modern face. Like, she fits both.
Yeah.
To me. Uh-huh. See, the iPhone face is real.
No, it's
real.
Powerful.
It is. I know a lot of people, because I did look up to see, like, what other people were fan casting. I saw people did, Anna Taylor-Johnson, is that her name?
Oh.
I saw a lot of her.
I guess. Because I could see her, like, period piece and kind of modern, but she has such an interesting face
that I feel like she wouldn't blend into the crowd enough.
Right.
And I
especially,
feel
like, in France, like, I don't know. I have an idea.
Yeah.
Of, like, simple, not, like, right now, but, like, in the past, if I'm picturing someone, just simple and pretty. I don't know.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, she's a little unique.
Yeah, and I think the whole point is, like, she's invisible. So, yeah, that's kind of, I think... Oh, I saw the girl who played Teresa in The Maze Runner series.
Oh.
What's her name? I don't know.
I don't know, but I see her face, yeah.
Yeah. I saw her a little bit, but I think...
kind of see that.
Adelaide is who I envision.
Yeah. She's my second choice. My first choice, who like I've been going through, is Hannah Dodd, who played Francesca season 3 of Bridgerton. So I feel like she's just pretty soft, young. I can see her playing, a French young girl.
Absolutely.
Can see her in modern time. So I was like, yeah. Like, because she's just like a very pretty, but almost toned down, simple, sweet. Like, I could see both.
Yeah, I see that for sure. I think Adelaide brings the, like, little bit of... not sass, but like mischievousness that I haven't seen that the other actress in a lot. I've only seen her in Bridgerton.
Yeah.
So like, and in that she's very like quiet
and shy and sweet. Yeah.
So I just think I need to see more of her to really.
Right.
Yeah.
I see that. Okay. Well then since we read part 1, we got The Devil and Henry. I feel like those are the top. I don't really Henry yet, but like we know he's gonna be a prominent character.
We have an image.
Right. So who do you have as the devil? Or whoever's dark god, whatever.
Okay, this is the most basic answer.
And what do you mean by basic? I'm gonna know once you say it, but
Ben Barnes. That man, he's sexy as hell, and he can play the devil. Because I think of him as like the Darkling, and stuff like that. I told you it was gonna be basic. But I've seen him before in that kind of character vibe, and I think that he has like the devilish handsomeness.
Okay.
Where like, like he is drop dead gorgeous.
Yes.
But he has a little bit of that like mischievous darkness in him.
Okay.
That he just plays so well. So I see him. And I'd give him a kiss in my soul all day long.
Absolutely.
Take my soul, Ben Barnes.
To me, he just comes off too old.
Okay, look. Younger Ben Barnes then.
We're not doing...
not all of mine, but most of mine are like younger. Even Adelaide.
Yeah. I know. That's why I was like, that's why I couldn't do her, because like she's too old for what I'm...
Yeah, I don't do... I just... Whatever age...
I need technicality. I need real. That's a detail. That's yes.
Yeah, you're way more detailed than I am.
Well then, the correct answer.
Okay, your answer. I'm also reading
is Thomas Doherty, who played Henry Hook in The Descendants, Sebastian Legacies. That's where I saw him first. And he always plays like a little devilish, handsome.
Does he have black hair?
Yeah, it's like really dark brown.
Okay.
He probably dyed it for whatever else. But yeah, like really dark brown. But he just gives that devilish, flirty, but like evil. So I see him. I've cast him a lot in like a devil, because there's another book that I read that I wanted to read, that like witchy.
Which one is it?
Kingdom of the Wicked?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think I casted him as like that one devil demon guy. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's who I see.
Okay, do you have any other options?
Oh, that's the devil.
That's it. Okay. Yeah. Ben Barnes and Thomas Doherty. I've got options for Henry.
I have just one, but I didn't look too much, because like when I read him, I don't have any idea who he looked like.
Okay. You're gonna laugh at mine again. Okay, one is younger version of Logan Lerman. Look, he would have been perfect.
Okay.
For what we know about Henry so far. Because, like, he has the dark kind of curly hair, the light eyes, and he's not, like, super buff guy. He's a little nerdy. Like, he could work in a bookshop.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I could see that.
If we were gonna cast him for sure, I see how he is now, like older, a little more now, like with the little scruff, and like glasses and a little bit longer hair.
He's sexy as hell too.
Very much, yes.
I love him. And Brady listening back to this as he edits. Yep. Okay, all these sexy men. Yep. Look, Brady, you're sexy as hell too.
You're the number one.
You're the number one. Second choice you're also gonna laugh at. Not necessarily in order, by the way. This is just like people I thought of. Darren Criss. Do you know who Darren Criss is?
Yeah.
From Star Kid. He played Harry Potter in Star Kid. That's what I know him from.
What?
What?
Oh. I was thinking from Glee.
Well, yeah, he was in Glee.
I was like, you're saying Glee.
But I see him as the Harry Potter.
Oh.
Because he's sassy and...
But I can see...
He's got the massive curly hair. He got the fro going.
Him as the celebrity guy in the book that she was like friends with or whatever.
But he's blonde.
Yeah, but I would still...
And gay. I mean, I know that he played a gay character.
I know, but I would... Yeah, it just fits.
But... My final that I thought of literally right before we filmed this is Milo Maynham. Maynham? I don't know how to say his last name.
Who is this?
He is in School Spirits.
He looks familiar.
He's in the Disney Zombie. I never saw that, but does he not look perfect? He's literally 23 right now. Look at him with the glasses.
It has to be that picture.
I think he's cute.
It's like...
It's not focusing.
Yeah.
But...
So the correct answer once again...
Oh my God.
This is literally like the first person... I had no idea. And I was like, who did other people cast him as?
Yeah, who?
The first person I looked up? Yes. Jonah Hauer-King. I think Hauer-King. Who played Eric in the live-action Little Mermaid. And they showed a picture of him with like the glasses on and like, little curly hair.
Yeah, he's cute. He's cute.
A little older, but
yeah.
So not like correct answer,
wow.
But more
not
correct.
The right age. Wow.
More correct than yours. Wait, who does she have? Yeah, Darren Criss. Who was the first one?
I was gonna say Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
Logan Lerman.
Okay, I'm gonna do Logan. I think I'm gonna go with Logan.
I love Logan. Okay, wait. Wow. Wait. You're taking my suggestion. You never do that.
I know. There we go.
Okay.
All right, cool.
I'll say Logan then. That's who I'm picturing. Logan.
Yeah. So we got Hannah Dodd.
Ben Barnes and
Thomas.
Logan Lerman.
No. Thomas Doherty. The one you have to.
He creeps me out though, which I guess is good.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be her vision of like who she's been drawing.
Yeah. He's very handsome.
Not my type.
She just called you ugly, Brady.
What?
I said very handsome. You said not my type.
Brady does not look like Thomas Doherty.
No, I said very handsome. Okay. Hannah Dodd, Thomas Doherty, and Logan Lerman.
Okay.
No, that's cute.
Wow.
All right. Well, shall we jump into it?
Let's jump into this.
All right. Part 1 is what we read.
Yep.
What we're going to deep dive.
And do you want to tell us give us a little synopsis.
Let's do a little synopsis.
In part 1.
Part 1. Okay. So, in part 1, we meet Addie LaRue, who was born over 300 years ago in a small French village. A local woman, Estelle, taught her about the old gods, but warned her not to call on them after dark. Estelle also told her she had 7 freckles, one for each man she would love someday. In 1714, Addie is 23 and engaged, but she longs to be free. As she prays to the old gods, the night falls and the devil answers. Addie asks to live forever and has... One more time. Addie asks to live freely and to have more time. As a gift, she offers her favorite possession, a carved wooden ring, but the devil rejects it. Instead, she offers the devil her soul when she is done with it, and he accepts. She is given eternal life, but no one can remember her, because she wanted to live freely. As soon as she leaves their sight, they forget her. And then in present day, Addie survives by stealing and sneaking into others' apartment to sleep. She can't give people her real name or tell her story. She also cannot keep a home or keep possessions. The exception is a wooden ring, which she cannot get rid of. She walks into a used bookstore to steal a book, but is caught by the clerk, Henry. But he lets her take it anyway.
Cute.
So,
okay.
I'm going to pass it on to you.
Yeah, so, okay.
Yes.
Let me just
Right.
settle my thoughts. Mm-hmm. So I read the first part a while ago.
Yeah.
Before we decided we were going to do a book club on it. Mm-hmm. And when we did decide we were going to do a book club, I was like, okay, cool. I won't read anymore. Mm-hmm. You read also part 1. Mm-hmm. And then it'd been a minute. Because we were figuring out everything for the pod. And so literally yesterday, mm-hmm. I went back through and read part 1 again. Mm-hmm. I think having read it once mm-hmm. and then reading it back again, I was able to catch more things. And so I tabbed a lot. Mm-hmm. And I kind of knew what I wanted to tab.
Yeah.
So, and I took notes.
Yeah.
And so the notes that I took, I started writing the rules mm-hmm. of Addie's curse.
Okay.
So like... I guess I'll read them now.
Yeah.
So like throughout, part
that
1.
Many rules?
Yeah. So she can't say her name.
Right.
Or her story. She mm-hmm. can't tell anyone who she is. She can't write her name mm-hmm. or her story. And she can't really write anything. Mm-hmm. It always disappears. She doesn't gain or lose weight. Mm-hmm. She always looks the same. She can go without food and heat. Mm-hmm. She has a wooden ring that's always with her. Mm-hmm. She can't escape it. Everyone she knew back in 1714 has no memory of her. Mm-hmm. With sleep, she's forgotten. With a closed door, she's forgotten. Mm-hmm. Stepping away, she's forgotten. Mm-hmm. So out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
Spilled drinks disappear. There's no stains. Mm-hmm. But the drink does not reappear.
Right.
In photos, and I assume videos, mm-hmm. her face is blurry or obscured.
Wait, how do we know that one?
When she's with James St. Clair, the actor, paparazzi end up taking photos, and it's in the newspaper after, or magazines.
Okay.
And she's like, and it's conveniently obscured
mm-hmm,
or blurry.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She never forgets anything. Mm-hmm. And she feels pain but bears no marks. Mm-hmm. Harm to others also disappears. Mm-hmm. And her wounds fade very quickly.
Right.
And then she has freedom from death, but not suffering.
Right.
So that's the rules that I caught.
Yeah.
Reading just part 1.
Yeah.
Because I know that when we read it the first time around, mm-hmm. not really deep diving, you and I were like a little confused about how it worked.
Yeah.
With the stepping away and like how, like at what point do they forget her?
Right.
So, because I think like, just like looking away for a moment and looking back, they wouldn't forget her.
Right, because she's right there.
She's right there.
Yeah.
So it has to be like leaving the room.
Right.
And like the closed door.
Yeah.
Especially because when we meet Henry, mm-hmm. she makes a note of like, oh, I guess the door didn't close all the way before he came out. Mm-hmm. So like closed doors seem to be the biggest indicator mm-hmm. of the memory loss.
Right.
So I think those are important things to like keep in mind, especially because it can get really confusing.
Yeah.
So I noted that.
Okay.
I tabbed a lot.
But it's more because, like, every time this happens,
So I tabbed any time that she thieved.
Right.
Or, like, lied. And then any notes or of ideas of leaving a mark or memory. And then also mentions of the wooden ring.
Yeah.
I tabbed all those because they seemed like themes that are going to be throughout.
Carrying on. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to, like, mark each moment to, like, one, like, see how often these are showing up and, like, also in case I need to go back.
Yeah.
And reference something.
For sure.
And then, of course, I, tab quotes I liked and then any, like, foreshadowing moments that I felt might be important later.
Yeah.
So, with all that being said, oh my God, take a breath, Kelcie.
Yeah.
So, part 1, the gods that answer after dark. I liked that. So, chapter 1.
Yes.
Actually, not even chapter 1. We have a little snippet from 1714 that I did tab a little thing. What I had to look.
Yeah, you gotta, like, match up the colors.
Foreshadowing. And you said this in your little synopsis. 7 freckles, 1 for every love she'd have. That's what Estelle had said when the girl was still young. 1 for every life she'd lead. 1 for every god watching over her. Now they mock her, those 7 marks. Promises, lies. She's had no loves. She's had no lives. She's met no gods. And now she's out of time. So, to me, I'm like, okay, are these 7 freckles? Because they do pop up often as well.
All the time, yes.
Is Estelle going to be correct about these 7 loves, 7 lives? Like, I'm just curious if there's going to be something there. Maybe I'm looking too literally.
No, I feel like it's definitely going to be 7, right? I don't think it's going to be love, because I feel like it's going to be, I feel like Henry, because we already know it's going to be a prominent character.
Right.
He's one. We have the devil. I don't know if that's even a thing, but, like, those are the only 2 prominent people we know. So I
mean,
feel
we know
like,
Toby at the beginning.
Yeah. Or do we count that?
I think so, because she kept going back to him over and over.
But then now that we meet Henry, is he going to be the main person moving forward? Or that's just a one little story?
I mean, I would assume Henry's important.
Right.
But also, there is something that keeps popping up.
New Orleans?
Yes.
Yes. That's what I wanted to talk about as well.
Yeah. So in chapter 2, we have the black leather jacket that she keeps when she changes her clothes. And she says...
Which, again, if she can't have possessions, she's had that since, she said it's like, people call it vintage now.
She can have possessions.
But it says she can't. You just said I can't. There was something that just said she can't have possessions.
Okay, what happens... I didn't say that she can't have possessions. But it does mention how she has tried to keep... Where is it? I know I wrote a little thing, but she does say that she has tried to keep possessions in the past, but after time they'll, like, disappear or get stolen.
With time or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, did I say that? Oh,
because I feel like we brought that up.
Maybe I did.
Because that's why I was like, okay, she can't have possessions.
Yeah. So I think it's as long as she keeps it on her. Would that just be a
normal thing though? Like, it wasn't so like, this is tied to my curse that, like, I can't have, like, things will go away. It's more just, there's things that I don't have, like, that I've had since I was a kid. Some things are like, oh, I don't know where that went. That just, with time, it's gone. You know?
Yeah, I think so. I think it is less of, like, part of the curse. It's more of, like, she literally can't keep, like, a storage unit or a home.
Right.
Because everyone forgets her.
Yeah. It's been centuries and things change, yada, yada.
Exactly. So the only way she can keep something is
on her.
Yeah. So that's how I think she has the leather jacket still.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she mentions that it's from New Orleans, and she mentions it's from him.
Yes.
And we don't know who him is.
Right.
And there's a second mention of New Orleans in chapter 12, where she says that she did have a home, but it was theirs.
Exactly.
Not hers. So I'm like, who is they?
Right. And how can you have a home together with somebody?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it could be a Toby situation, because, like, she went back to him multiple times, but it was still, like, meeting him for the first time and whatever. Is this, I just kept going back to him for months and months and months?
It could have been.
And so it was kind of their home because she, every single day, you know?
Maybe it was someone who is, agoraphobic, and they never left their house, and they just never closed the door on her.
I think that'd be hard. Have a studio, no walls.
Yeah. That's what she needs.
That's what she needs. Can't ever leave the house.
Or someone with Alzheimer's already.
Oh.
Right? And she could have, like, been a nurse.
Oh.
I don't know.
I like the first option better.
Okay.
Right.
So they're probably
we got Toby then.
Past.
We have New Orleans. Do you think going through the book then we'll see her reference other loves? Could Henry be like the seventh, the last one?
Could be.
You know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Thoughts?
Keeping that in mind.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
What else we got?
So, okay, kind of going back to chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
So, in this chapter, we see Toby for the first time, and we kind of get our introduction to her. And in this, she mentions talking with quote unquote darkness, which I assume is that devil guy, the old god.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because she talks about walking the Seine, or walking somewhere with him and having a conversation. So once the darkness teased the girl as they strolled along the Seine, told her that she had a type, insinuating that most of the men she chose, even a few of the women, looked an awful lot like him.
Okay.
So I don't know if she's meaning them as in her and Toby, or them as in the actual devil guy and her.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, who is they strolled along? Like, Toby and her strolled along the Seine? Or
what is the Seine?
We're in New York City.
So that's just one of the streets or whatever?
No, the Seine is it's in Europe. It's a body of water. It's a river in France. Yeah, so I would assume.
I think it's her and the darkness.
Right. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But then I was like second guessing myself just there. But so she's had contact with the devil after making the deal then.
Yeah.
So I'm like curious if we're going to see that, because we also see the darkness talk in her mind a lot.
A lot. Almost flirting.
Yeah, sometimes.
But is that just like a devil demon? You know, anytime it's portrayed, it's just a very seductive.
We're calling him the devil, but that's not necessarily what he is.
Right.
So like, because technically he's quote unquote an old god that she
is a darkness.
You know, and
I mean, you kind of seen a demon then, or something for the devil.
I think for us, saying the devil works.
Because I think even in the little synopsis thing, it said devil.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to like make a note that like.
Yeah, I mean, they say devil here as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did tab the page with the artwork.
Yeah, because I said art, question mark.
Right. And so obviously there's some sort of importance here. And I like that the background, it said that the artist of the thing was inspired by a figurine found on the streets of Paris in the winter of 1715. So we know that is a year after she finds the wooden figure that was her father's. Again, this whole idea of making a mark, because she does visit a museum
to see that.
And she says, where is that?
She was saying, like, it's not exactly the one, you know, it's not my father's, but it's, you know, the last piece.
Exactly. So it was in chapter 15. She sees the lost bird. So, like, she loses the bird statue at some point, which I'm wondering if we're going to see.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of mentions of her remembering stuff, of course.
Right.
You know, in the 2014 chapters. And I'm like, just so curious, like, what details of those are we going to see?
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah.
Okay, this might be prediction.
Please, yeah.
For the whole book. Do we think it's going to be different time periods of her throughout these centuries, which I feel like we'd have to, possibly, because like, you've been here for 300 years. There's going to be significant things happening, right? Do we think we're going to see 6 other important years, like New Orleans, whenever that was, if that was with somebody, and like reflecting on those loves or those events, coming back to 2014 with Henry to be like, this is compared to my, we'll say lovers, compared to my last lovers, like first love type situations versus end game? You know, like, is it going to be that? Like,
I don't know. I didn't even think of that, honestly.
I know, like,
because I was just like, okay, it's either 1714 or it's 2014.
I was like, are we only doing those two?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I feel like we might, because we're saying, you know, 7 freckles, or are we saying, oh, the 7th? So
True.
Always coming back to 2014, but like comparing to where she is now.
Yeah.
Who she's loved compared to the last person, maybe.
That would be really cool, because I would like to see her in other eras as she's progressing with this curse and learning how to live with it.
Right.
Yeah. I want to like flip through the book now.
I
know. See, like the different times that it
And another
says.
thing with the art, was that a one-time thing, or do you think we're going to see throughout the thing?
I'm going to say right now, because, you know, I have my little bookmark part 2.
Yeah.
There's another artwork.
I think I wanted to like not. Yeah, I seen it too. Yeah. But also with those artwork, I didn't like look at it too much. I didn't read it.
I just because you know I was getting ready to like put my.
Yeah, I mean I went and tabbed each of the chapter things. You know.
Yeah.
But okay, but I was trying to insinuate like, is that an art? Because like first chapter we see the birds. Okay, that's important to like initial what happened back in the day. Her father. Da da da. The other ones, is it going to be other pieces of art that somehow tie into whatever person maybe we're talking about, like that we're referring back to, or another important moment in like those, if we're doing different time periods?
I think that all of the artwork that we're going to see, if it's anything like the first one, I think that it's artwork that she's inspired unintentionally. Because remember, she can't leave a mark. And that's why I made a note to mark every mention of leaving a mark or memory. Because I think that's going to be the basis of the book.
Is this like a art intimidates, or art
intimidates, or
not intimidates, imitates life?
I don't think so. No, not necessarily. I think it's about literally leaving a like, what's your legacy? Because
that makes
the
sense.
whole thing is she literally cannot leave a legacy.
Yeah, but she really has inadvertently.
Exactly, because literally in the first couple chapters where we see her with Toby, she starts
with the music,
and he, you know,
then he goes on and makes the song or whatever.
Exactly, and she's like, "This is a way around it. Like I've learned, you know, these little things."
Right,
and because she says it. I have so many tabs where it's talking about like memories of stuff and you know, this is the grass between the nettles, a safe place to step. She can't leave her own mark, but if she's careful, she can give the mark to someone else.
Yeah. So in her own way, this is her way of leaving a mark. Memories in her life. Yeah.
Which is why I think it's so important that she goes, and she loves museums so much. Yeah. So she can go and almost be like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Right.
Because I'm a part of this.
Right.
Like this is a memory.
This is a mark. Me, I'm leaving something.
Right. Because even in the description of the artwork, it says he was inspired by a piece that was on the ground.
And that was
her.
Right.
So I think that that's like just it's going to be a huge part of this book. I think if not, it's the basis of the book.
Is this thinking too deep?
Never.
Like, because saying the devil saying or told her whatever, you know, I want to live freely, whatever, okay. Is this another way, like did he know, okay, going into the curse.
I made a note, I think exactly what you're about to say.
No, wait, I don't want to be wrong.
No, say it.
Because what if it's not what you think?
That's fine, I
was going to say, did he know there was a way she could actually leave a mark? Like, not like that, but like, I'm cursing you, like, you're invisible. You're invisible. Well, technically she's not.
Right.
Because she can leave pieces. Do you think he knew that?
I don't know. But
like, is there a purpose for that?
I'm sure there is. Always a lesson to be learned. But I made a note because when they do make the deal and she's all like, I want to only belong to myself. Yeah. I don't want to, you know, marry anyone. Like I want to choose who to love and, you know, what to do with my life, whatever. Well, and he's like, well, you know, okay, you want to live forever. Literally, I collect souls. So how am I ever going to get your soul? And she's like, well, okay, you can have it when I'm done. Yeah. And here's where I think he's like putting things in so she'll want to be done. Exactly. You know? So I think he made all these rules, like the rules that I wrote about her whole existence. He made those so that she will want to be done with life so he can collect it faster. Because wouldn't that be the point of like him wanting her soul as fast as possible? So he's making it as difficult as possible for her.
Right.
But I mean, she's done it for 300 years, so kudos to her, because I don't know if I'd last that long.
And I'm guessing we're going to see some sort of explanation. But at one point, she was, she's always holding the ring in her pocket, in her bag. Mm-hmm. She even said, like, in those dark times, I thought about slipping it on my finger.
Or breaking it.
And
she never did.
So is that how, giving up my soul, I put the ring on?
Ooh, yes.
Because, like, how would you... Devil, okay, I'm done.
Right. Or breaking it could be, I don't know, like breaking the like,
I think it's putting it on.
Putting it on.
Because one, he discarded the ring. Like, when they first made the curse.
I know. He crumbled it into dust.
Yeah.
And we never got an explanation yet on how she has it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so I'm thinking, once you put on the ring, that's when, like, you're done. Like,
you're done.
Here you go. Have my soul. I'm done with it. That's why she's always, like, throwing it away.
Right.
Nope. Because this is the only way to give me your soul.
Yeah. Do you think there's another significance to what the ring symbolizes?
Because again, he discarded it the first time, or like, crumbled it up, like, I don't want that. Does he know that, like, is it just a tie to the very first time they met in her life, like her father carved that ring, whatever. So he's just tied back to that moment?
I mean, so like for me, I think the significance of it, I literally wrote it down, that it's like it represents the never-ending cycle for her.
What do you mean by that?
Like of life, of people forgetting her, because it's, a ring, it's circle, it's wood, it's a tree.
Yeah.
Trees live very long. They have different, rings within, yeah. So it's like different times within her life, all these different, centuries, all these different versions of her.
Yeah.
And it's just never ending, a circle.
I can see that.
And it follows her around. She can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want to get rid of herself yet.
Right.
I don't know. That's just like symbolize,
Yeah.
Like
no, I like that. I can see that. Symbolism.
Wow. We did learn in lit.
Yeah.
Why did I close my notes?
Please open that up. Okay. Moving on. What else do we have?
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. This is actually, was this chapter 1? When did we see Toby?
Toby's chapter 1. We see Toby chapter 1.
This is just like a quick little one that I had thought of.
Yeah.
Just like ethically, I don't know the right word.
Ethically?
But like, is it weird that, like, would it be weird for her to keep going back to him every single day and like almost like, I already know everything about you? Like, is it
I see what you're saying.
Like,
because she even says that he told her one night that he's gonna fall in love with a girl named Jess. He just hasn't met her yet.
And then she doesn't tell her, my name's Jess.
Yeah.
And then like we've slept together, but like obviously we're not gonna remember every single time. But like,
right.
Is it a weird?
I mean, there is a weird, like power balance
in a way,
power dynamic in a way. But I mean, you can also argue that she did meet him for the first time once.
Yeah.
And he did like her, and he did, sleep with her knowingly, and
yeah.
she
but
didn't
like
know
after those times, because she did it for like weeks or
Yes.
Yeah.
But you could argue that because he did that, and every time, I don't know, like that he's, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm trying to give him something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. It's like both, or like something. Weird.
It is, but also this is her reality,
right?
And I mean,
unless like the only way for her to have some sort of human connection.
Yeah. Because, we all do get attached to people.
Right.
I mean, that's literally, what our lives are made of. Wow. Deep.
Wow.
Deep. But I don't know. I didn't even think of it that way. But it is a little weird. It is a little
sort
weird.
Of like, is it weird?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because another thing, too, is how often, she tells a lie or she, like, steals stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, yes, that's the way that she, quote unquote, has to live.
Yeah.
But I mean, what do you think of her lying and stealing so much? Because
she can't really do anything else, really.
Right. But like, do you think that she's smart for doing that? Do you think that like she could find another way?
That's something like to be forgotten immediately. I don't see any other way around than to lie, to steal, because like you can't make money,
right?
So you live on the street, and You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm just like, because I think, again, that's a prevalent thing that we're seeing throughout the book. And she did come from this very religious place. Not that she necessarily was like deep into the Catholicism that the rest of the village that she was from really believed in. She was more with Estelle about the old gods and stuff. But like, I don't know. I just think because she's from 1714, that's also a time where, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe as we go forward, we see her like, lying isn't that terrible. Right.
You know, as we go on. Because like, that's the only way for me to survive.
I also wanted to note, she uses pretty privilege so often.
Oh, 1,000%.
And I just thought, I was like, if she wasn't pretty,
oh yeah,
would she have gotten this far?
Oh no.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Because she, like, half of her lying is her like smiling or like, oh, like I'm so silly, goofy. Like,
yeah, it's like I'm sweet and pretty. And,
like, like I just smile at the young boy, and he lets me in, or. You know?
I know.
Or, like, even being able to sleep in other people's beds.
Right. Because you gotta have some certain privilege there, like,
right?
You know?
So I just thought that was like, imagine if she wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
Girl would not be...
The ring would have been on already.
Yeah. Which is kind of like,
But also, if you got privilege, go ahead and use it.
Yeah.
You know? What else we got?
Okay. So, Estelle. What'd you think of Estelle?
I loved her.
I loved her too.
I also liked when, you know, she made that curse. She went, everyone else was just like, here are you. Okay. Let me help you. Or da-da-da, forgets, get out, right? Whatever. Her, I think the first time, I don't know if it was the very first time or the second time, but she was like, are you spirit or are you, you know, it was almost
she said it both times,
Yeah, so it's just kind of like a more open-minded, not as immediately, you know, crossing her out.
Yeah, I think Estelle viewed it as more in a mythical fantasy way.
Right.
Because, like, you are a stranger, but, like, I know things.
Yeah.
I know the old gods.
Yeah.
Are you a little trickster?
Exactly.
Well, other people, you know, they don't believe in that.
Yeah, that makes me think, like, what has she seen? What has she gone through?
Well, another thing that I didn't tap, and I think I'm glad I didn't, because there would have been way too many again, is Estelle is the character that Addie brings up more than anybody else. Even more than, like, the darkness, really. Or her I also made a note.
Yeah.
You only get her mother and father's names once. And it's like Jean and Marthe. I don't know how to say them. They're French.
Marsh?
I don't know. I don't even know which is which.
No, I know.
But, yeah, Estelle is brought up all the time. She's brought up for the first time in chapter 2, and then from there, like, all the time. Like, she's like, oh, the two women in the cafe
of her.
And the old man in the bookstore also reminds me of her.
It's been 300 years.
300 years.
And she's still that prominent to her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I feel like there's gonna be something there.
I know, you think?
I'm like, is Estelle gonna come back?
Oh.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But are we gonna get more scenes with Estelle? Like, you know, past moments with her, memories of her? Or just...
I don't think so.
The rules, what she taught me, I carry that with me.
I think it's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think from the past, we're just gonna be moving forward.
It makes sense, though. It makes sense for Estelle to be like her...
Well,
God,
Estelle is what she wanted to be.
Right.
And I think what she kind of still wants to be.
One, that's who I want to be, who I still want to be, right? 2, she's the only person that, like, to some extent understood the old gods, taught me about these, you know...
Yeah, she taught her, told
the
her
whimsical,
about it,
I could talk to her about the darkness. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's the only person I could, like, my own confidant.
Right.
Who would understand and be here with me. So it makes sense for her to be, like, her... Constant throughout the centuries.
I just thought it was so sweet, but also so sad.
I know. Oh, God.
I know.
Because then I also think, like, when she goes to see the birds, like, when she first saw the wooden bird taken off in flight, because, like, wasn't her father making that same thing?
I know, yeah.
So I was like, oh.
I thought that was strange, too.
I thought it was his art, but then she was like,
no. I know.
But anyways, first seeing it, like, seeing my father's art after 300 years? Mm-hmm. No, that hurt. Mm-hmm. So I was like, sorry. Anyways, carry on.
Well, another thing about Estelle as well is Estelle gave Addie her name.
Yeah.
Addie. Because she's like, yeah, like, Adeline, you know what, that doesn't fit me. Like, in my head, if I can only say who I am in my brain to, like, remind me, I'm Addie LaRue.
Yeah.
So I think that's also such an important, like, thing to know is that
she made her who she is.
Exactly. Like, name and all.
Right.
Which, names are important.
Yeah.
You know, which I think might be a factor of why we don't know the darkness, the devil, this old god. We don't know his name.
Right. Question, though. If no one's going to remember her anyways, why can't she say her name? Specifically her name. Not even her story.
I think because names have such importance.
But if we're going to immediately forget it. Hi, I'm Addie. Boom, already forgot.
I don't know. I'm sure that's going to pop up later.
Right.
I'm sure. Especially because it's so, like, written in there so many times about, like, you know, Adeline versus Addie. No, I'm Addie. Yeah, I'm Addie LaRue.
Yeah.
I think because it's been brought up so many times.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see that importance later on. Absolutely.
Was the devil thinking, in a way, I'm going to have, like, not fully formed here, but, like, I'm cursing her so that she's invisible, okay? She can't say her name, her story, da-da-da. Is it so that she'll have to lie and, like, she'll have to...
Like, quote-unquote sin?
Sin, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it like a... Not because, like, she'll have to sin and then she'll go to hell, but just, like, social sin and... I don't know, like, something there, like...
No, because according to Estelle, at least Estelle's understanding of that old gods and the religion of that, there is no hell.
Right.
And there's no heaven. It's just, she says, like, oh, it's me lying underneath the shade of a tree.
So, but also, is it like you can never be yourself? Like, I'm making sure you can never be you, so you'll want to, like,
maybe,
why would I live as a lie?
Right.
You know, is it
totally
under the, you know, between the lines?
I think he did make it as difficult as possible for her.
Right.
And, you know, the idea of self is so important.
Right.
Because, I mean, imagine never hearing your name again.
Yeah.
Like, I would go crazy.
Yeah.
Like, your identity no longer exists.
Right.
So, you know, I think he's making it as difficult as possible for her.
Which is interesting.
Because I think he wants her soul.
But also, there was a point where he was like, you know, come be my lover, or, like, come love me.
Oh, yeah,
like,
he makes a joke. Yeah.
Like, what was that?
I don't know.
Is it just, like, the whole... When people usually write devils or demons, they're more, like, seductive? Is it just, like, that?
Right. I don't know.
Or do you think, like... I don't know. But, like, throughout these centuries, he's falling for... Not, like, that deep, but, like, is he low-key falling for her?
Like, does he like that... You know, is he surprised and like, oh... that she has lived this long and figured out how to live this long? Yeah, because he does talk in her head and is very, like, flirtatious, like you said.
Yeah. Like, I always remember you. Like, I'll be here for you.
Yeah.
And, like, it could be just be a reminder, like, I'm always here when you want to give up. Like, don't forget that, you know, you have a curse.
Right.
But could it also be, be with me?
Right.
You know, like, something there?
Yeah. I know. I mean, I'm seeing a little...
there's a little something there.
He did kiss her, too.
He did kiss her.
To seal the deal.
To seal the deal.
And if it's Ben Barnes...
Miss Doherty.
Okay, but speaking of him and what he looks like, so Addie, when she was in 1714, that her original time, she kept drawing a stranger.
Right.
And the stranger had black curls, pale eyes, which were usually green, a strong jaw, sloping shoulders, and a cupid's bow mouth. And then when the devil kind of
took form.
Yeah, took form in front of her, he even says, he's like, is this what you want me to look like or whatever? Which is her image.
Right.
Of this guy.
Now, question. Was that just like, look, I'm the perfect person you want to give it to me?
Is his...
Or was he already plotting on her this whole time?
Did he put that image of himself in her brain?
Right? Because I feel like he could see... Because, like, the gods are always watching.
Right, and she's always praying, not to the dark gods, but she is praying to the gods all the time.
And who says the dark gods can't be listening as well, or whatever. Right. So, this whole time, she's independent, she doesn't want to leave for herself, like, she's like, something's different here. Right.
She's
like, something different.
She's not like other girls.
Right. I feel like, is that an easy mark for him? To be like, I can find a way to, like...
Interesting.
I'm targeting her.
That's, that could be.
I mean, this could just be... a little too deep, a little too overanalyzed, but...
nothing is off the table here. We're in part 1. We literally have nothing to go off of other than what we've read in the introduction.
So all we can do is just make wild accusations.
Yes.
So could he have been targeting her this whole time, putting images in his mind of himself so that once he sees her, like, is always the one for me, or whatever.
Personally, I don't think so.
It's probably just like...
I think that he knew that that's... He could see into her brain.
Right.
And he
saw
like
that picture and boom. Yeah.
And also it's, I think, worth noting that the guys that she does fall for look very similar. I mean, literally in the first chapter, they talk about that.
It makes sense because she made that character.
It's her type.
She made it to be what she wants, what she likes.
Yeah.
The devil just happened to copy that.
Yeah.
But still...
because he wanted to entice her.
Right.
It's...
Right.
What is it, like, being seduced by the devil, or...
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, also just, I think, it was worth noting that because she has lived for 300 years, she's lived through multiple wars.
Yeah.
And she mentions that a little bit in chapter 7. She mentions living through a war.
Yeah.
So she's, like, lived through World War I, World War II, like, all of them.
Yeah.
Civil War.
Vietnam. Like, everything.
And I'm curious, like, where she was in all of those. Because she also mentions that she knows how to speak German, but she hasn't, spoke that since World War I or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, was she in Germany in World War I?
Ooh.
Was she on the German side?
Ooh.
Probably not.
Nah.
Not our girl Addie.
Nah.
But yeah, it just really, I think, brings to light the depth of what she's lived through.
Yeah.
And her tenacity to survive.
That's got to have changed a person.
Yeah.
To live through every war.
Right.
To live through everything the last 300 years,
Mm-hmm. And, like, how involved was she? Because, no one remembers her.
Yeah.
Would people think that she's on the other side? Does she have to, like, hide away? Were there bunkers? Does she just bow down in a bunker somewhere?
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know how much of her history we'll get. Because I feel like, there's so much, 300 years.
Yeah. So it'll probably have to be significant moments if we do go back to different time periods.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So in chapter 8, this is where she's going to get married. Like, the chapter where, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really funny. So they're literally walking out together. Her mom, her dad, and then Estelle.
I love how it was written.
and she goes, I made a gift. I need to go back. And it's like her mother, like, aw. And her dad's like suspicious.
Yeah. And then Estelle
knowing.
Yes.
And then Estelle stops the dad.
Yeah, she's like,
oh.
That's the last thing I could do for you,
She knows Addie's gonna run.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was, again, Estelle and her are so connected.
Uh-huh.
And there's just so many connections between the two of them and how much Addie wants to be like her. There was another metaphor of Estelle is like a tree. Mm-hmm. And then it's like Addie wants to be like a tree. And then it was like Addie is a tree. And now everyone's brandishing an axe about to chop her down. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh. Like, I love the imagery and the metaphors and the, like, similarities between the two of them.
This book, flowery, written like poetry.
Yeah.
Written like poetry. Mm-hmm. I definitely think it's on purpose, though.
Oh, totally.
For sure, obviously. But, like, for the messages, like, it's whimsical. You know, we're going through life. There's different things you're going to learn, yada, yada, yada. But I kind of lost my train of thought.
Oh, well, going going of that, she herself says that stories are how she lives, you know, is how she's kind of able to live life, is through books, and books are such a big part of her life. Yeah. And we see that often. We see her with the old man who owns that little bookstore selling his wife's books. We see her meeting Henry in a bookstore, which obviously, it's so obvious that Henry's going to be Henry's a turning point here.
Yeah.
Which I want to get to like towards the end, but books are her life, and I think because the language of how the book is how this book is written just reflects like a timeless sort of vibe, because it is like flowery, like Shakespearean almost, but not. It's modern Shakespeare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm describing that well.
No. That's good, because I know, like, one, you've been through a lot, right? Whole centuries, okay? Stories are your main thing. Memories are your main thing. It's just very, like, whimsical, you know? So for it to be written that way, it's kind of reflecting that, like, her journey.
I also think that the short chapters also reflect that, because she says, you know, everything goes in a blink of an eye. Yeah. And the chapters are so short and like snappy.
No, I remember I would read and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just finish this chapter. This is like only 2 pages. Let me just, okay, I'll move down 3 pages. Now I gotta go out, you know? So it's like going through quickly, like time is going quickly.
Which I think also reflects literally her life.
Could it be she's, okay, this might be even too much, but like romanticizing?
It's never too much for you. It's never too much.
Is she romanticizing?
I think so.
Which is another, like, why it's written so beautifully, so pretty.
That's
I gotta romanticize my life to survive.
Absolutely. Yeah. She's gotta focus on the good, otherwise, I mean, she's just gonna crumble underneath the bad.
Which is weird how she hasn't succumbed to the depression, the loneliness. She is.
And maybe she has.
She has. We have
maybe this New Orleans guy, maybe something about maybe her depression finally hit. Yeah. And this guy pulled her out. I don't know. Right. Just making
But just like based off how it's written or whatever, it seems like based off her mindset, she's just almost enjoying, like she's found
she's found like her ups and downs. She's now found you know, a smooth sail to go through. Yeah. Like she, you know, can feel sad. Yeah. And I think she can understand that she's allowed to feel sad, but she can't dwell on it. Yeah. And she has to kind of.
And I think we're gonna see her learning that.
Yeah. In the past, like, totally. For
sure.
Chapter 9 was my favorite chapter so far.
And what happened there?
This is when she is making the deal with the devil. Yeah. I loved this chapter. I love this chapter so much. I mean, seeing him and like the way that he was talking. Like, like there's a quote that he says that I tapped because I loved it. I'm going to say it. He says, "I'm not some genie bound to your whim, nor am I some petty forest spirit content with granting favors for mortal trinkets. I'm stronger than your god and older than your devil. I am the darkness between stars and the roots beneath the earth. I am promise and potential. And when it comes to playing games, I divine the rules. I set the pieces, and I choose when to play. And tonight, I say no."
Yep.
Give me shivers.
I feel like I pinned that, or like tabbed that too. I'm just trying to like.
Yeah, it's on page 46 of the hardcover.
Let's see. Yep. I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was freaking good. And also, right when she's making the deal, the curse, the last time she's ever hearing her name is them calling out, Adeline.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
Almost hinting at like, this is the last time, girl. Hurry. Hello. Foreshadow.
Oh, yeah. That's it's crazy. Just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite chapter so far.
No, that was really, really good.
Yeah, and again, he crumbles the ring. How does she get the ring back? I'm sure we're gonna see it, but I have no ideas, other than we know that they have met up again, because at the beginning she says they walked together next to the Seine. Yeah. So how often does he visit her?
I was gonna say, is he always with her?
Right, like, you know, are the thoughts coming? Is it actually from him? I would think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's him.
But how do they have that connection? Is it just because he has money on her soul, quote unquote? Right. Like,
yeah, I feel like that ring kind of has him connected to her. So he's always trying to like taunt her, trying to be there, like, hey, don't forget, I'm right here, you know?
Yeah. So interesting. And then chapter 12, we do have the second mention, the New Orleans, which we already talked about. so curious because it's also not just he, it's they.
Yeah.
Who is they?
Yeah. Wasn't
Is it a family?
Theirs.
Is it a pseudo mother-father figure in her life? Is it a lover?
Yeah.
Is it a couple? Did they do a little poly?
Ooh.
Probably not, but I'm just curious.
No, we're definitely going to see what happens.
Totally, we have to.
Right.
We also have the introduction of James St. Clair, which is the actor. She needs like bestie vibes, right. Blonde.
Do we think that's going to be important? Or is that?
I don't know, because they made a note to be like, he was very old-fashioned. There's something old-fashioned about him. Like, he could have lived in another time.
Right. And
the way that they just got on so quickly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
true.
if that's suspicious or if it's just...
I don't know if I tapped on it, but I remember thinking like, very old-fashioned, like, he really could, da-da-da-da. Like...
Yeah, like, so it said, yeah, like they talked about how he told her he was born in the wrong decade. She told him she was born in the wrong century. He laughed and she didn't, but there was something old-fashioned in his manner. The was is italicized.
Yeah.
Only 26, but when he talked, he had the easy cadence, the slow precision of a man who knew the weight of his own voice, belonged to the class of young men who dress like their fathers, the charade of those too eager to grow old. So, like, I don't know if it's just, like, if he felt like home and that's why they got on so well was because he had something old-fashioned about him.
Yeah.
But the italicization of the was, like, there was something old-fashioned about. I don't know if I'm looking too into it, like if I'm reading too much into that, but
it feels like every word in
so
this
important.
is important. It's written for a reason.
Yes. So, I don't know, because she does also go back to his apartment. She sleeps there.
Yeah.
She feels very comfortable there.
Right.
I mean, it's not obviously not the first time that she will go up there when he's not there. And because she has, old tea bags in there. And, she's used to being there. She's comforting.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe it just is like trying to drive home the fact that she can't even have friends, let alone a lover, but like she can't have friends.
Yeah.
But I love their little relationship. I totally could see them.
I thought that was so
being
sweet.
Like friends.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
even she says like, we could have been friends for real. Like,
like I almost think that's like more sad than not having a lover.
Question though.
I'd never live without you.
Okay, don't. Do you think, and this could just be she, on her own, but do you think the devil, darkness pushes her towards these people, or to have those like, look at this connection that you really could have but could never have? Or is it the devil?
Is it that's what I was thinking.
Or is it the devil?
That's what I'm wondering.
Right.
Because the way that he's like old-fashioned.
Yeah. So I'm like, are these
him?
Or if we're seeing 7 people or whatever, is it always him?
Yeah, that was my thought. That was like what I was curious.
Right. Oh.
I don't know. Okay. And like, is he just playing for getting her to obviously like keep up? I don't know. But I did have that thought as well.
Okay, good.
So chapter 13 is we're back in 1714, and this is her first time stealing. And she steals the bird statue. Mm-hmm. That was her father's. And I just thought, again, that was her first time stealing. Yeah. And then from then on, it was just a spiral of stealing. She stole...
Now it's just the secondhand. Yeah.
The bread from, the people in the village. Yeah. She stole the grain and, the coat. And then that's also... She had her first instance of violence.
I want to talk on that, though.
Yeah.
Because what's the rules of that? Obviously, we see she had a cut.
She got stabbed.
She got stabbed. And then the guy she had stabbed her, cut him.
Stabbed the leg, yeah.
When she looked back, already healing up, patched perfect. But hers, she still had it there. And then it slowly went away.
Because she can live forever.
Right.
But I wrote it down. It was really well written. Freedom from death, but not from suffering.
Okay.
Because again, I think the devil's in the details.
Yeah.
And the devil put the details there
for sure
to make it worse and harder for her. So he's like, look.
Here's my question, though.
You're going to suffer.
She gets hit by a car.
Happy about it.
She gets hit by a car. She loses a leg. She Like, something, is it just gonna grow back?
I would expect so.
Okay. And then onto other people. She hits somebody else in the car. They're supposed to die. Do they?
They don't
They're
die.
good? They
They're
don't
good.
die?
I think they're good. I think they just stumble and then heal after a minute.
She's cut in half.
She's either, her body is magnetically coming back together, shoot, or as her legs disappear, the legs reappear. I don't know.
Can she have a baby?
I doubt it. Because it seems like her body is in stasis because she doesn't gain weight, she doesn't grow
Does it
old.
make sense? Because, like, you can't then have a child because that would be growing.
Exactly.
You know, it's, you know.
I doubt she even has her period.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think her body is almost like frozen in time.
You're right.
Because she doesn't even need food.
Right. Does she need sleep?
No, I don't think so.
I'm guessing not.
I doubt it. She doesn't need heat. There's no mention of sleep that I caught.
But I'm guessing.
But probably
because, like, you need sleep to live type thing, and she doesn't need that.
Okay, we're getting into more detail here that might be too much.
Right.
But, so she does eat, though. Because we do see her eat.
Does she go to the bathroom?
Does she, like, how, does the, like, there's, like, definitely a movie or TV show where, like, a zombie or something, or there's, like, a creature who lives forever. Or, no, Twilight, in the books. They mention that they can eat human food, but then they have to, like, regurgitate it. Because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't break down.
I feel like in this instance, it would just be, I eat it, and it just, like,
goes away?
Like,
thing. Disappears?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because I feel like, you know, with the ink, you know, it pours down, it's soaked away, but, like, it's not there.
It doesn't
like,
refill.
You eat it, but it doesn't need to do anything, so just poof. You know, because she can't gain weight, so the food's not doing anything.
Right.
And the food would, like, process and da-da-da-da-da. So I don't think she goes to the bathroom. It just, poof.
Addie LaRue, do you have a period? Addie LaRue.
Do you take a poopy?
Look, these are the things I think
These are what we got to discuss.
Because, look, I think of Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Girl, what were you doing were any of them on their period? What were they doing? How were they surviving? I think of, you know, people in the military, like Poppy War.
Yeah.
Girl, I mean, she cut out her uterus.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
That was the whole thing. But, like, the other people, I don't know.
Right.
Dealing with cramps, useless.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, these are the questions that we ladies ask.
And we must know.
And we must know, Addie. Call her up. V.E. Schwab. Look, I need the detail.
Yeah.
So, that was just a little something there.
A little something there. All right, carry on.
Back to the museum in chapter 15. Mm-hmm. We know that has the art from the beginning statue. I'm curious if these, like we were talking about before, like these other artworks that are going to be at the beginning, I would assume, of every part.
Right.
I wonder, again, are they inspired by her? And I guess...
Sorry about the sneeze. No. Just teasing me.
I hate when that happens.
Sorry, go ahead.
I would rather sneeze.
I know.
I always, like, look into a light.
I'm trying to, like, I just feel like I need to, like, pretend like I'm about to sneeze. It's coming away, but it will still a little tickle.
Well, hopefully it'll come.
Yeah.
And we will celebrate.
Be waiting for that. Okay.
But yeah, so I wonder if all of these pieces are, like, actual big artworks that are in museums. Yeah. Like, are these things that she has seen? Are these art pieces that she sees that she knows she inspired? Like, I'm just curious.
'Cause I feel like, one, it's gonna connect to, obviously, her mark, her life. Because, like, the wooden figure, literally her father's type thing. That thing was literally in her hand that inspired that. Mm-hmm. Could it also have a symbolism for this part one?
Right.
Because I am stuck in flight, or I am, you know.
Definitely thought of that as well.
Had the option to fly freely, but I'm stuck. I'm wooden.
You're stuck.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Also, it is made of ash wood and marble. Mm-hmm. Ash wood is what her ring is made out of.
See?
Again, surprised that this is not her father's art.
I know.
I am also confused about that.
Because it literally could have been like, I found the art piece.
Right. Because...
Or it is the art piece that was found.
Obviously, her father worked with ash wood because he carved the ring for her.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Or did someone just take credit?
I don't know.
falling out, but I don't get it.
I know. It's just, it's too much of a coincidence, it feels like.
I know.
But yeah, I'm curious if because obviously we see literally the art piece in her hand in this chapter. I wonder if we're going to see the literal moment of inspiration for these other pieces as well.
Yeah. Because then, like, I could see, not that the music can, like, be an art piece, but, like, it will be, like,
other
next
mediums.
one, we'll see a record, and it's the song that she kind of wrote for Toby or that thing. And it's, like, you know, Hall of Fame, da-da-da.
Yeah.
Or, you know, is it going to be like that, like, pieces of her, but that's connected to that part, that story of somehow, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a great point.
Yeah.
I think that'd be interesting if it wasn't all just, like, art.
Yeah.
I think, like a book, because she loves books. Like, I wonder if there's a story, or like
but then
music
art,
with
it would make
Toby.
sense, because, like, art lasts forever. You know, art's a piece, memory in time, a piece in time, you know?
Yeah, like Frozen in time.
Frozen in time.
Like her.
Symbolism on top of symbolism.
All right, and then the last chapter, chapter 17, you have The Last Word Bookshop.
Yeah.
Do we think the name?
The last word. The last person she falls in love with.
guy.
The last. Or last encounter.
Also, now, look, again, I could just be reading into it because I
Let's
want
read
to.
into it.
But she says that she never saw it before. She says that she thought she got all the bookstores. Which she says, but that's what the beauty of New York. Is you miss stuff. But it just seemed a little too convenient.
Another
devil.
Yes.
He popped it up.
Yes.
That's what I think too.
Yes.
And I don't know.
But if he's gonna be, prominent, I don't know if it's a prominent in a Toby way. It seems more like it's gonna be.
Sorry.
Damn. Let me talk.
I swallowed my spit the wrong way.
Ew.
Have you ever done that? Like, and
yes.
you also taken too much air.
Oh, yeah. That's the worst. That's the worst.
Apologies.
Thank you. Is Henry, he's gonna be a main person. I
see that, yeah.
Right. Is the devil like, okay, if we're going off our theory,
right?
Is it like, all right, I'm ready for it now. I'm ready for her soul. It's been enough. I'm gonna make the person, why? Why right now? Why Henry?
Because he looks like him. Or is it him and he just kind of zhuzhed a little?
That's what I'm saying.
I think I see a connection between them. She even says, she stops.
Yeah.
And looks at him and takes a moment of whoa.
Especially because everyone that she's been getting with over the years look like him. Could it just be him changing his form a little bit? I don't know. I mean, could be just random people that she's fallen in love with. She has a type. But the dots look like they connect.
Yep.
Unless we're adding in dots that aren't.
And the darkness had just spoken to her in her mind before he comes into frame. So
now, one, I could see either it being the devil or he's pushing her kind of to meet these people for some reason.
Yeah, because this is the quote that you were talking about earlier. Come live with me and be my love. You do not know what love is. He says both of those things to her. And then she, turns around, meets him.
So at this point, and then this could be just a wild theory. But
I love
if
wild
we're
theories.
running with it.
We are sprinting.
He's fallen in love with her.
Absolutely.
I want you to, we can't be together until you give up your soul. Come with me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, come be with me, love me. Okay, go to this person. Fall in love, da-da-da-da. Give up your life, da-da-da-da. Then, this is the last straw.
It's the seventh freckle.
The seventh freckle. To get you to me, because I love you.
Or is he the seventh freckle? Oh.
I don't know. He might be. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But we end here with Henry running out, noticing that she stole something. The first person.
Yep.
Well, not the first person who's noticed she's stolen, but
something's off.
Something's off because she makes an excuse for it to make sense by saying, oh, the door must not have closed all the way. Does this man remember her?
But also, if I'm out of sight.
Exactly. And that's where the
you're
rules get
inside,
fuzzy to me.
I'm outside. Immediately should have forgot.
But you could, I guess, argue that seeing someone leave with a book, knowing that you didn't check them out, if he's the only one checking people out.
But go out there. Someone stole. Go out there. Why am I outside?
If the door closed. But if he had her in his sights the
Like,
whole
saw
time,
him the whole...
then...
Okay, but he was behind the counter.
I know. Well, this is where we get into the fuzziness, because I think that he didn't see her the whole way. I think he's remembering.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, but
Exactly.
this would be what she thinks.
Right,
in her
right,
brain,
right.
Is that he saw her the whole way.
So, he's remembering her. That's going to be the first person that remembers her.
I think so.
For sure.
Which, is this the devil man?
How can it go against
her?
Why is this one random guy being able to remember you?
Right.
Going against the devil's curse, this whole...
And why does he look exactly like her photo, or not photo, but her drawing?
Yeah. There's no way, like the devil... How in the world did he remember? He's like stronger than my curse. There's no way. So is he allowing him to remember her so she can like have that connection, follow up?
Ben Barnes as Logan Lerman.
Thomas Doherty as
Logan Lerman.
Logan Lerman. Forcing Logan, or like letting them have that love. So she's like, oh,
Heartbroken.
finally, this is what I've been needing. This is all I needed. This is what I've been chasing. Not really chasing love. She's not been chasing love.
No,
but after all these
connection.
centuries, connection. Now you're able to leave a mark with the person you love. This will be like, okay, that's what I've needed. Now I can...
Yeah, there's some... I have no idea. There's something there, though. Absolutely something there.
Because I don't like it. Did he send him? Okay.
Who? Yeah.
Why? And why him? Why is he the exception?
Do you think that, like, the next kind of scene, maybe we see her, or within the next part, do you think that she's going to go back to the bookshop and see him there?
Yeah.
And he's going to remember her, and
Yes.
she's going to be shocked?
He's going to be like, so that book, that was in German or Greek?
Greek.
Whatever. How was that?
What? Huh? What?
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Okay. So what do you think is going to happen in part 2? Now that we've kind of gone through part 1,
All right.
I mean, do you have any, like, overall things that you want to see, or, like, theories in this part 2?
Theories. We're going to see her and Henry.
It's growling.
Oh, I can't hear her.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure.
Well, I heard a tiny bit. That's
Okay.
like the We're going to see her and Henry get together, fall in love. She's going to be confused as hell.
Absolutely.
What's the darkness? What's the devil going to be saying about this?
Is he going to go silent?
Is he going to go silent? Also, another thing, okay, does that mean that's him?
I don't know.
We're definitely going to go back in time to maybe other loves that
Absolutely
she's
the
had.
New Orleans one.
Absolutely New Orleans.
Have to see that.
To see, here's a love that I fell in love with you, even though you don't remember me. But now I'm finally having, compared to the love I'm having right now, where they remember me. Or...
Do you think we're going to see her and the darkness, like, meet again in this next part?
I think so.
I think we'll see them. I think I could see Addie calling to him again, maybe in frustration.
Yeah, like, why?
Like, give me an
What are you doing?
explanation.
What is this? What's going on?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I think after a while, maybe when she does fall in love for the first time, maybe she, you know, in her head, she's like, I want to curse him back. Like, I want to ask him why would you do that? Like, or maybe I can make another deal with him.
Yeah.
To undo this, or just like, you know, let me live now. I don't know.
Because then question, if you fall in love, if he remembers you, why would you want to give up your soul then?
Well, she will live forever, never changing, and he will grow old.
So are we
Die.
going to see them grow old?
Well, he
him
would grow
growing
old.
old, die, and then she's like, okay. And is that why?
Is that why she gives up her soul at the end? Stop. Stop. Wait. Okay, how would she explain that to him, though?
If he remembers her, I'm guessing she can say her name. She can tell
Do
her
you
story.
think she can say her name to him?
Yes.
Also, here's what I would do, though.
Yeah.
If I was her, we're in a bookstore.
Yeah.
I'd go
No, literally.
A, D,
Yep.
D, I, E. I point to the letters.
Yeah.
Can she do that? Or would the finger, her finger be like forced away?
Or would they be just like not registering? Like she put it, but it's like, I don't know
I
any other
forgot.
letters you said. Yeah.
Maybe. Because I'm just like, I don't know. Or I'd, like,
I feel
someone
like she's
else
like-
says the name and I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, I didn't hear that.
Like what?
What?
What are you saying?
Never mind.
So, okay, I can tell you my name, let's say. You can remember. Mm-hmm. We can see, there's no curse for me right now. Well, in that sense.
At least not the memory. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like what, if, again, this is also, we're just theorizing.
Right.
But yeah, like what rules apply and don't apply with him.
Yeah.
Intrigue.
Because is it the devil, like, well, I'm going to like low-key release your curse just for him. So like, you could have a baby, you could have a life.
Or
That's
does-
that.
Or is he also cursed to remember everything? I don't know.
To get like 2 souls for 1?
No.
Like, I just want to talk darkness, like, what's the reasoning? What's going on?
Exactly, which I think maybe we'll see Addie do.
Yeah.
Is like maybe try to talk to him,
Right.
get some questions answered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see them talking again. I want to see them talking again.
Absolutely.
Because we're not done with the darkness, of course.
Absolutely not.
Obviously.
So you think we're going to see him in physical form?
I think so. I think we'll see him again.
Yeah.
Or at least like...
Is it only she that can see him? Will Henry be able to see him? Or are they ever gonna,
I don't know if all 3 of them will ever be in the same space.
Right.
But I think in flashbacks we'll see him. I don't necessarily think in
You don't
the
think
modern
2014
time.
won't see him?
At least not yet.
Yeah.
Not in the second part.
Right.
I don't think so.
Interesting. Okay.
So, okay.
Last thoughts. What?
So, did you have a favorite character so far reading it? No, she hated everybody.
I'm still adjusting to Addie.
Yeah.
Because obviously she's pretty. She's stealing. She's a little funny. I think I had a moment where she was like, back in the day, when it was like, whose horse do you want? This one.
Can I
That's
pick
mine.
again?
Can I pick again? I was like, okay, she's funny, a little witty. I'm still trying to piece together her character.
And I think that's a point, though.
And I think that's the point as well.
Because, again, it's the loss of identity.
Yeah.
The loss of self.
Yeah.
She can't have an identity.
Right.
So I think that's intentional.
Right. But it's also off for me. It's like, I need to have, like, I see her character.
Mm-hmm.
But something,
I see that.
Yeah. You?
I loved Estelle.
I was going to say, I love Estelle.
Just because of how often she's brought up, I still feel like I love her and I see her
For sure.
in the people that Addie meets and that makes me like her more.
Absolutely. No, I did love Estelle.
I love Estelle.
I miss her.
I know.
I hope we have flashbacks. I'm like,
I just don't think we will.
oh.
Because I think the flashbacks are going to move like in order of time.
I know.
So I don't think we'll go backward.
Yeah.
Unless there's for some reason she goes back, but I don't think she does.
Yeah.
And Estelle was old. So it's not like she's going to be
You
living
think she ever
long.
went back to see Estelle? Like, 20
I don't
years
think
later?
so.
Or 10?
I think that it was too heartbreaking.
I could never go home.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like she just had to keep being on the move.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? We didn't talk about her moment with Isabel. When Isabel saw her in the woods and brought her home.
Yeah.
And kind of started taking care of her.
Yeah.
And I just thought, like, that made me like Isabel. What?
No, I mean, she was fine.
I mean, like, a stranger. I mean,
she even said, like, she quoted something from the Bible or something like that.
and I mean, regardless of faith, I still
Do you think, though, she had a little...
Exactly.
Little,
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like a
familiarity,
nugget.
I know it's safe that I can take her.
Yeah.
Like, I know familiarity was there.
Yeah, like, is there something in the back of her head or something? But then, it does change so quickly.
Yeah.
And I just think that's heartbreaking for Addie. And I just think seeing those instances,
Yeah.
it's like I'm there with her and I'm really feeling the heartbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's strong.
Yeah, for 300 years.
Just on your own.
Could you do it for that long?
No.
I don't think I could. I know I couldn't.
No.
Are you kidding?
Because, like, stealing, trying to, like, basically sleeping in other people's houses, like, I'm already scared of the world. So out there by myself, whoa, I need a home base. I need safety. I need, Yeah,
I mean, I think, like, I could find some of it fun because it is, like, you're living without consequences.
But, like, you can still interact. Like, yes, but, like...
But, like, you'll never go to jail. And if you...
What if they get you? Like,
well, then they leave and then you're like, hello, and they come back and they're like, whoa, who put you in here? And be like, I need to get out. I don't know. But I don't know.
It scares me too much. I'm still scared of men, so I couldn't go around in the world.
True.
You know?
True. Also, this was, I believe it was published 2020. Mm-hmm. But obviously the modern
age is
2014. What do you think about that? Do you think we're going to see further past 2014?
I know, because, like, why 2014?
Yeah, what was important about 2014?
Or
other than
it
it
just
being exactly 300 years after 1714? I mean, she could have chosen any year, though, in the past as well.
Yeah. It must be to, like, mark, 300 years? But, like, why?
Why 1714? Why 2014?
Yeah. I don't know.
What was happening in 2014? Tumblr. Maze Runner. Harry Potter's ended, right? Or was Harry Potter still going? I don't know.
So my brother saw the last one. And what?
That was like 2012, right?
I think it was a little earlier.
Oh. I don't know.
Yeah. Man, okay. So that's another question to leave on.
Yeah, like why 2014? And are we going to see past 2014?
Right.
Also, I think it was funny because her birthday is March 10th, and that's my mom's birthday.
Aww. Why didn't you cast your mom as her?
My mom would not be age appropriate. And you are
younger her, because you love to do that. Younger her.
I'm pretty much younger her, so I did cast her by me casting myself.
I like that logic. All right.
So
next week.
Yeah, next week we'll be talking about part 2. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I'm excited. Are you excited? Are you excited? Like, do you like the book so far?
I'm enjoying it. I think initial read through was like the writing I wasn't in the mindset for that writing, so it was a little adjustment. Reading it now, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really enjoying that. It's really easy, quick, it's pretty, I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely have like some favorite quotes. I read some of them.
Yeah, I think I have like a 2 or 3 in there.
Yeah, they're cute. They're good. Yeah, I'm excited for part 2.
Because like part 2, the darkest part of the night.
So do we think it's gonna be like sad?
The darkest part of the night.
I feel like we're gonna have to see the darkest moments of her life.
Ooh.
Like maybe New Orleans is a dark moment of her life. You know?
Yeah.
There's something there.
There is.
But anyway, so part 2.
Is it gonna be darkest moment of her life and also the highlight of her life? Because Henry. Remember? Is it gonna be like that little balance?
Maybe.
Huh. I guess we'll discuss.
Don't forget to check out our Instagram at the.tbr.podcast, where we have posted a calendar of the month, and we're going to do that every month so that you can follow along, make sure that you're reading the correct parts. Yeah. We're really just going part 1, part 2, part 3 every single week. Yeah. So just be sure to follow that, and you can also check out what else we're posting in the month. Absolutely. We post 3 times a week.
3 times. Woo! Well,
make sure to subscribe, follow,
all
the things.
Repost.
Tell your friends. Addie LaRue.
Join the book club.
And tell us your thoughts. I am so curious.
Like, I want to hear other thoughts.
Yes.
Like, what quotes did you guys like?
I'm sure.
Like, theories. I need the theories.
So much.
Yeah.
And so please.
They're like, you didn't even talk about that.
No, the people who read the book, please. Ooh. No spoilers. Please.
Please spoiler free.
Because we're going. I thought you said not spoiler free.
No, please spoiler free.
Spoiler free. We read your comments, so please don't spoil it.
Let us enjoy it how you enjoyed it.
For the first time.
But give me a theory, because I love a good theory. I love a good theory.
All right. That's it. Part 2 next week.
See you next time.